Welcome back to another episode of the University Talk Show. We're here with one of the candidates of the 2025 SOMS elections. And you're here with Mr.
My name is Lwiito Siangoma, fourth year biomedical sciences student, as already introduced, an aspiring candidate for the upcoming school elections.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions. We're going to start with the personal background and motivation.
Thank you.
Okay, so what personal qualities do you believe set you apart from other candidates?
One of the first things that I would just like to highlight is definitely we are not here to discuss the weaknesses or the strengths of other candidates, but to definitely talk about myself and not analyze what they are capable of doing and what I'm not capable of doing. So definitely each and every person has got what we call resilience and the ability to adapt to different situations. I'm a person who has the ability to understand, have the listening ear, and that gives us the edge to understand what each and every person is going through. Because definitely if someone is talking to you and you're not understanding what they're doing, what they're telling you, it means that you will not give an action or a response to whatever they've requested for. As such, a listening ear, the ability to be resilient in times where you need to push and be persistent over a certain matter, it means it gives you a different personality other than what others might have or might not have. So definitely a few things there, and then on a personal level, what differentiates that.
Okay, interesting. So our second question is, who is a leader you admire and how has their leadership influenced your approach?
One of the people that I used to like following, the late Nelson Mandela. He's a person who's been really resilient in what he used to do, and was willing to put everything that he had worked hard for the whole of his entire life at risk just to get the freedom of each and every individual in their country. And he had a very good way of approaching things. That is a very diplomatic approach to matters. And even here, you might ask what relates me to him. There are various issues that we want to change at SOMS, but it takes you to be resilient and to be able to adapt to situations and give a different view or a different opinion to whatever situation is surrounding you. As such, I believe that having an approach as such as the one that Nelson Mandela, a diplomatic approach, it gives you a desire to even do better in situations where you know okay, it might be impossible, it might not be impossible. As such, Nelson Mandela has been my motivation in most of my leadership roles.
Okay. What motivated you to pursue a leadership role at this point in your academic journey?
If you assess the structure of each and every program, we have one of what we call busiest academic years. Probably in medical, in medicine, there is probably third, fourth years and final years. Fifth years is there and there, but it's not as much as it is in fourth year as well as third years. When you talk about pharmacy, they also have busiest academic years, third and fourth years, as well as probably fifth years. When you go to the biomedical structure of academics, we have the busiest academic years, which are third and fourth years. And currently, I'm in my fourth year, and as such, I'm going in my fifth year. In my fifth year, I do not have a lot of work to do at hand, and I only have, I think, about 3 courses, if I'm not mistaken. Out of those 3 courses, we learn only 1 course, and that 1 course is taught by one of the busiest lecturers, Dr. Mioba. So probably we get to learn and we don't get to learn. So I have ample time to address issues that are affecting students, unlike others that might get occupied. Probably they are going to be on call at times that you will need them, and we've seen this happening in previous regimes where a leader is elected, they don't get to respond on time and all those things. So we want to change the system. I've chosen this upcoming academic year because I've seen there's not a lot of work to do, and it gives me ample time to deal with matters that students are facing.
All right, so we move on to vision and goals.
Thank you.
So what changes or improvements would you like to see on campus, and how would you achieve them?
At campus, at Livingstone campus, there are a lot of issues or challenges that we are facing, and amongst them is, I think, lack of a decentralized government. What do I mean by decentralized government? Here we know that we only have one campus minister, and that is a ministerial position that I and other aspiring candidates are eyeing for, and it is a one-man show, so to say, for lack of better terms. And as such, we do not want that type of a system or that type of a governance to actually be taking place in this type of a setup. We want everybody to be on board and support that type of that one leader who is going to be appointed. And those changes can actually be done through a decentralized government. That decentralized government involves us having class reps on board, having associations on board, and the union itself. And class reps, their roles are supposed to be enhanced, because their roles are not just roles where they are supposed to be telling the students that no, we are supposed to have a class on this day, we're not supposed. They have a bigger role to play, because they interact with each and every student, and they know the need of each and every student. As such, when we bring class reps on board and help us to identify each and every need of a student, we'll be able to cater for each and every need. And those students, class reps should be able to be in touch with associations. Associations are a vital role that should be in instances of communication with students, because they deal directly with each and every program, and they will be able to swiftly resolve issues. And other things that we have seen is, most of the times we do not engage students when we are elected, and as such that should change. We only meet at a time when we're having debate night and people are soliciting for votes and other things. That should not be the case, but the case should be each and every time we should have a collective voice of whatever the student union wants to do. Each and every person should be involved in that. So what we want to do is we engage students on a frequent basis, such that we do not just have them on a daily on a single day, but be interacting with each and every time of their stay at this academic.
All right. So we move on to problem solving and decision making. So how would you rebuild trust if students lost confidence in campus leadership?
Well, thank you very much for that question. There are a few things that we should be able to highlight, and amongst them is what if we follow people that are responsible for leadership. One of the things that Namajingo said was in the Quran, it's not the thing that people should be coming to ask you what you've done, but people should be able to point at the things that you've done. And he quoted another thing in the Bible where John the Baptist was asked whether he's the one that they were waiting for, or there's another person. When he was asking Jesus that question, Jesus told him that you have go answer and tell him that I've done this, I've healed the sick, I've helped others and all those things. So what I'm trying to say from this scenario is leadership is about pointing what you've done and not what you can actually do. So what we need to do is be given a chance to be able to work. In my smaller roles that I've saved at this campus, you can go and ask, and you'll find out that I've done a lot. It's not a thing of just talking, but it is a matter of things being done. Go ask about academic secretary. There are a lot of things that we've done for biomedical sciences, and as such, those things, if they were to be done on a larger scale, it would help this campus and amplify it to a better role and a better situation than we are in. So in all, what we can do to rebuild the system is just give it a chance, and that trust and the support that it is capable, that we can change the system and be given the vote of confidence as such.
All right. So how would you involve students in the decision-making process that affects them?
Decision-making process is one of the major components of each and every leader, and major components of each and every successful event or anything that is being done. What happens is that I've already emphasized on a decentralized system that we are lacking on this campus, and that type of a decentralized system involves class reps, associations, and every person should have a say, and every say should be taken seriously, because at the end of the day, if one person strays away and says they're not part of the system that we are building, it means that that system is already broken. How is it broken? People do talk, and many of the times the reasons why we see that matters do not actually get approved if they are presented to management or they are presented to main campus, it is because people go and stab, or they do backstabbing and say this is not what we had agreed upon as a whole. And definitely, if people have got different voices, it means that whatever they are trying to achieve will not be achieved. As such, we want that decentralized system to come from the top to the down part of each and every system, so that needs of students are actually catered. We want frequent meetings in the NLT, not just on debate nights, but for students where they need to present what the union should actually be tackling on the ground.
All right. So our final question: looking ahead, how would you see this role helping you grow personally and professionally?
If given this role, I believe one of the major things that would amplify is my understanding is getting exposure to different things that students are actually facing. There are a lot of various problems that students are facing, and I've been part of the system, and I know most of the things that students are facing. As such, understanding it on a broader perspective and me being given the ability to collaborate with various people, associations, class reps, and other things, it will give me a different eye on how to resolve matters and how to give diplomatic approaches that really help students in a lot of ways. So definitely it would amplify my understanding on leadership and the vision that we can actually collaborate with various people despite them having a different opinion and overview to what you want them to achieve.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to say to us?
Definitely, just a few things that I would like to help us understand is, in as much as we do not believe that the system can be changed, there is one thing that we must understand, and that we do not need to follow influence. And many are the times that we've made choices based on influence, just because you've seen someone doing this or because they've gone this. Remember that in as much as we are a group at this campus, challenges come to us facing us as individuals and not as a group. So if a situation comes, to come to you alone. As such, we need to make the right decision on the 9th of May and do the right thing, not just because the person who's contesting is my friend, no, but because we've seen a better vision that can actually help us when we are faced with individual problems. As such, I don't know how much to say, but to just say that on the 9th of May, please, let's make a change and vote for Lwiito Siangoma.
All right, and thank you for coming.
Thank you very much as well as for hosting us.